Welcome back to our daily news update, bringing you the latest headlines from around the world. Now let's begin.
Trump indicted Special Counsel probe January 6. This is the second federal indictment Trump faces out of Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation. Former President Trump was indicted Tuesday on charges stemming from Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. Trump was indicted on 4 federal charges out of the probe, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. Trump has been ordered to appear in federal court in Washington, D.C. for his arraignment on Thursday, August 3, at 4:00 p.m. This is the second federal indictment the former president faces out of Smith's investigation. Trump, who leads the 2024 GOP presidential primary field, has already pleaded not guilty to 37 counts related to his alleged improper retention of classified records from his presidency. Those charges include willful retention of national defense information, conspiracy to obstruct justice, and false statements. Trump was charged with an additional 3 counts as part of a superseding indictment out of that probe last week. This is the second time in U.S. history that a former president has faced federal criminal charges. The defendant, Donald J. Trump, was the 45th President of the United States and a candidate for re-election in 2020. The defendant lost the 2020 presidential election, Smith's indictment states. Despite having lost, the defendant was determined to remain in power. Smith alleged that, for more than 2 months following Election Day on November 3, 2020, Trump spread lies that there had been outcome-determinative fraud in the election and that he had actually won. It lists various claims Trump's team made during post-election state challenges in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. These claims were false, and the defendant knew that they were false, Smith alleged. But the defendant repeated and widely disseminated them anyway, to make his knowingly false claims appear legitimate, create an intense national atmosphere of mistrust and anger, and erode public faith in the administration of the election. Smith alleged that Trump, between November 14, 2020 and January 20, 2021, did knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree with co-conspirators, known and unknown to the grand jury, to defraud the United States by using dishonest, fraud, and deceit to impair, obstruct, and defeat the lawful federal government function by which the results of the presidential election are collected, counted, and certified by the federal government. There are 6 unnamed co-conspirators in the indictment. Reacting to the charges, a Trump campaign spokesperson told Fox News Digital that, "This is nothing more than the latest corrupt chapter in the continued pathetic attempt by the Biden crime family and their weaponized Department of Justice to interfere with the 2024 presidential election, in which President Trump is the undisputed frontrunner, and leading by substantial margins." But why did they wait 2.5 years to bring these fake charges, right in the middle of President Trump's winning campaign for 2024? Why was it announced the day after the big crooked Joe Biden scandal broke out from the halls of Congress? The spokesperson asked. The answer is, election interference. The spokesperson continued. The lawlessness of these persecutions of President Trump and his supporters is reminiscent of Nazi Germany in the 1930s, the former Soviet Union, and other authoritarian, dictatorial regimes. President Trump has always followed the law and the Constitution, with advice from many highly accomplished attorneys, the spokesperson said. These un-American witch hunts will fail and President Trump will be re-elected to the White House so he can save our country from the abuse, incompetence, and corruption that is running through the veins of our country at levels never seen before. The spokesperson added, 3 years ago we had strong borders, energy independence, no inflation, and a great economy. Today, we are a nation in decline. President Trump will not be deterred by disgraceful and unprecedented political targeting. The indictment comes after Trump had announced he received a target letter from the Justice Department, which also asked that he report to the federal grand jury. Trump said he anticipated an arrest and indictment. Smith was investigating whether Trump or other officials and entities interfered with the peaceful transfer of power following the 2020 presidential election. including the certification of the Electoral College vote on January 6, 2021. On January 6, 2021, pro-Trump rioters breached the U.S. Capitol during a joint session of Congress to certify the Electoral College results in favor of President Biden. The House of Representatives drafted articles of impeachment against him again and ultimately voted to impeach him on a charge of inciting an insurrection for the January 6 Capitol riot, making him the first and only president in history to be impeached and ultimately acquitted twice. The Senate voted to acquit, but had Trump been convicted, the Senate would have moved to bar the 45th president from holding federal office ever again, preventing a 2024 White House run. Trump has also pleaded not guilty to 34 counts in New York in April stemming from Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's investigation. Trump is accused of falsifying business records related to hush money payments made during the 2016 campaign. Elsewhere, prosecutors in Fulton County, GA, are looking to wrap up their criminal investigation into Trump's alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election in the state. A special grand jury in Fulton County, Georgia, released portions of a report detailing findings from the investigation earlier this year, which indicated a majority of the grand jury believes one or more witnesses may have committed perjury in their testimony and recommends that prosecutors pursue indictments against them, if the district attorney finds the evidence compelling. The special grand jury spent about 7 months hearing testimony from witnesses, including high-profile Trump allies, such as Attorney Rudy Giuliani and Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, and high-ranking Georgia officials, including Raffensperger and Governor Brian Kemp. This is a breaking news story. Please check back for updates.
Subscribe to my YouTube news channel now, providing accurate and reliable information on the latest hot events. Join the community for exchanging opinions and learning from each other. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss out on the latest videos. Let's explore the world of information together.